Hello and welcome to our Spring 23 first edition of Nittany Watch. I'm Mitchell Carson.
And I'm Shayna McLaren. Nittany Watch is our student-produced digital magazine show, bringing you news, sports, and information from Penn State Harrisburg and the surrounding region. During
each program, we will present an in-depth look at the people, places, and events that make Penn State Harrisburg and the Susquehanna Valley a great place to call home.
On today's show, we'll join some aspiring poets from Penn State Harrisburg as they perform in the World Poetry Slam.
We'll take a look at a few of the events the students at Penn State Harrisburg participated in to support Penn State's Fawn Initiative.
And Caleb Steindale will join us for his sports report.
Now to our show. Shayna, as you know, every year Penn State students throughout the Commonwealth work hard to raise money to support of Fawn, a student-run philanthropy committed to enhancing the lives of children and families impacted by childhood cancer.
That's right. I remember reading an article in the Blue and White Journal about last year's successful campaign.
Well, this year they are working even harder, and I got a chance to report on a variety of events that they held this semester so far.
I heard you talking about visiting the pool for one of the events.
I sure did. Thon held a swim event and I got the whole splash about it. Penn State Harrisburg has made a big splash once again. Holly Maitland McKenna is back swimming for Thon.
We'll swim for a cure. This is kind of the second version of it. We did an 8-hour swim back in October, and we thought we'd revisit all the fun. So a little bit different from me just swimming hours and hours and hours. We're just doing an 8-hour swim. We have lots of people coming in to swim laps, some relay teams, lots of families coming in to swim today.
As the day went on, participants joined Holly in the water. Some were families from the swimming lessons she teaches at the Aquatic Center on campus, and others were students here on campus. During their time, they could walk the pool, play with water toys, and others made a big splash. While the swim for a cure is a fun thing to do, it all comes down to one important matter.
We're back. What does the swim mean to me? This is what the swim means to me. This is our Mighty Mac, hashtag Mighty Mac that I always tag in everything. Just doing the swim to raise money for the kids, for the Four Diamonds Fund, Hershey Children's Hospital, Penn State Dance Marathon, and Penn State Harrisburg benefiting. That's what the swim means.
The event has raised over $6,000 and she just keeps swimming. Mitchell Carson, Penn State Harrisburg, Student Media.
She really is an amazing swimmer, and the cause gets better and better every year.
That's for sure. Another event I checked out was a bit more exhausting. Have you ever pulled out an all-nighter?
Sometimes. It depends on what class I'm taking.
I did. I stayed up all night long for this fun story. The students here at the Capitol Union Building are ready to party all night long as they pull out an all-nighter. The all-nighter was a big success at Penn State Harrisburg as it was filled with games, dancing, snacks, strobe lights, and inflatables. The All-Nighter is an event hosted by the Penn State Lion Ambassadors Club.
We are hosting the Penn State All-Nighter, which raises money for Thon up in State College. It's a huge event where students will come and play games, have fun, and be able to donate their money and win some raffle prizes.
We do this event every year since we've been doing it since 2009, and we get to have a lot of fun with the students, and we fundraise, and then everybody always talks about like the mechanical bull and the inflatables that go on downstairs.
While students had fun at the all-nighter, all benefits went to Fawn, and Fawn is excited about the event.
All-nighter, or PAN as the students call it, this event, all the proceeds go to Thon, go to our campus org for us to send it to Thon. And it just helps all the kids with cancer.
During the night as students were dancing, even the Nittany Lion joined in through the inflatables, going through the tunnels, and riding the famous mechanical bull. The Penn State All-Nighter was a success, and all the benefits go to Thon. For Penn State Harrisburg Student Media, I'm Mitchell Carson.
That was amazing. I'll definitely have to check it out next time.
It was a night to remember.
Thon also did a benefit at Penn State Harrisburg's ice hockey match on February 4th against the Salisbury Gulls. At the match, fans threw hockey pucks on the rink, and the puck that was closest to the rink would win a college care basket. The basket went to Nichelle Narragron. The game raised a total of $300, and Penn State Harrisburg took the win, defeating Salisbury with a score of 12-5.
Thon also spent a night bowling down at ABC East Lanes to celebrate the final days till Thon, and other participants stepped up to the lanes and bowled the night away. The event rolled out a big strike as the event raised $140.
It all leads up to this weekend, where our Thon committee will go up to University Park with the other Penn State campuses across the state of Pennsylvania to participate in the big Thon event.
And it's for the kids. We'll be right back after this message.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Hey, have you ever heard a poem performed in another language?
I haven't, but I did hear there was an event that gave our international community a chance to recite poems in their native languages.
Yeah. Reporter Matthew Wincoop has more on the World Poetry Slam.
You can shoot me with your words, you can cut me with your lies, you can kill me with your hatefulness, but just like life, I rise.
The Penn State Harrisburg community came together on February 13th to take part in a World Poetry Slam. At this event, students and faculty of several cultures had the opportunity to create poems in their native language. Not only did participants get to recite poems, but there was also a lunch break to enjoy the food made available. During this period, all event participants collaborated to create a poem, with each contributing one line of their own. Dr. Charles Lord, Assistant Director of International Students Programs, recited a poem in French. He also gave his input as to what the goal of the poetry event was.
Mine is I wanted as many people, hopefully domestic students too, to hear people speaking their mother tongue, to hear the beauty of different languages. And I think that as Americans, we're not very well practiced on hearing other people speak their mother tongue. And so much of it is intonation, knowing context, knowing the actual melody of the language. I mean, I think every language is I look at it like a song, and you have to be able to sort of sing it, and native speakers can sing that song.
After the lunch break, the remaining individuals recited a poem in their native language before the event came to a close. For Penn State Harrisburg Student Media, I'm Matthew Wincoop.
Sounds like it was a great time. Be sure to check the Cork app for related upcoming events.
Hey, Mitch, did you see the Super Bowl halftime show?
Oh, I sure did.
Our reporter Anaya Melican sheds light on Rihanna's amazing comeback and her groundbreaking halftime show.
Rihanna definitely shined bright like a diamond during her halftime performance at the 2023 Super Bowl on Sunday night, performing songs like Where Have You Been, We Found Love, Umbrella, and many more. After 7 years of hiatus from the entertainment world, Rihanna definitely made it a point to show she did not lose her diva flair. From the stellar choreography accompanied by her amazing dancers to the setup of the stage, Rihanna definitely didn't come to disappoint.
Rihanna's halftime show was really good. I feel like people had a lot of high expectations. I did too, and I think she met them. Especially, she did a really good job. It was amazing. I love all the songs. I love the entrance and all the levitating and stuff. It was fun.
I was really amazed by it. It was more than I expected, honestly. That was the only thing I tuned in for. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was amazing. After it was done, I was like, is that it? I needed more. So, yeah. But it was good.
I thought it was really cool. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, she was floating 50, 100 feet in the air, which was just incredible. So yeah, it was really cool to see.
Rihanna had once said in an interview with Entertainment Tonight that it was a challenge to cram 17 years of work into 13 minutes. Though many can appreciate her song choices for the show, and the numbers don't lie, about 118 million people tuned into the halftime show, making it the second most watched halftime show in the history of halftime shows. And let's not forget Rihanna's Fenty touch-up during the show, which according to launch metrics, the performance helped garner 5.6 million in media impact value in the first 12 hours of Fenty Beauty. One thing's for sure, many were expecting guest appearances such as Drake, DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, or even Kanye.
I was a little surprised that she performed by herself the entire time. I kept waiting for someone to pop out of the stage. I was a little biased when she started playing All in the Lights. I was just fingers crossed hoping Kanye was just gonna pop out and just start performing with her. But overall it was entertaining.
But Rihanna did bring an unexpected guest to the show, a guest whom the public seemed shocked by. It was later confirmed by many news sources that Rihanna is in fact pregnant with her second child.
Okay, so the funny thing is, I was with like a group of people when we were watching the Super Bowl, and we all kept looking at her. We're like, "Is she pregnant?" And we were all like, "We're like, no, she's like literally just popped out a kid. Like, there's no way she's pregnant." And so we're all like, "Okay, maybe it's just like baby weight, you know." And then like hours later, like, "Oh yeah, she's pregnant." I'm like, "Here we go." But like, happy for her. That kid's, again, gonna be so adorable. I think the videos of like ASAP, like literally like recording her was so cute. I thought it was so cute. I was like, yes, ASAP, you do that for you. Like, yeah, so I'm really happy and excited, but yeah.
I just felt like kind of indifferent. Like, I mean, it's her life, you know. She still did the show, so hey, just when are we getting that album? That's all.
It was like so soon again. Like, it caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie.
With this groundbreaking comeback from Rihanna, many hope to see more of her performances and even the release of more music in the future.
Thanks, Anaya, for covering the halftime show.
Maybe Rihanna performing at the Super Bowl is a sign of more music to come. We'll be right back with Caleb Steindale's sports report after this message.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is
it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Caleb Steindale, and this is your Nittany Watch Sports Report. We begin with basketball, where the men's team is on a quest to win the school's third straight United East championship. Penn State Harrisburg sits at 14-10 with an 11-4 conference record, good for third overall, and last weekend they clinched a playoff berth. The team is on fire at the moment, riding a 6-game win streak into the final regular season game. Senior guard Nate Curry continues to dominate, and despite missing 3 games due to injury, he leads the team in scoring and boards with 15.5 points per game and 8.5 rebounds per game. Curry's been valuable in every facet of the game, and he has a whopping 8 double-doubles to prove it. During a January 21 matchup against Morrisville, Curry became just the 7th player in NCAA program history to hit 1,000 career points. Guard Zachary Scott III has also had an outstanding year, becoming the program's all-time assist leader in December and averaging 5.3 assists per game. Forward Isaiah Eggleston has been a force in the paint this season since transferring from St. Mary's, averaging 5.6 rebounds per game to go along with 3 double-doubles. Junior guard Malik Holland has been sizzling from three-point range this year, shooting 43.6% from beyond the arc. Holland had a career day this past Saturday, knocking down 8 three-pointers and leading the team to a 96-68 victory over conference rival Gallaudet. The Lions wrap up the regular season on Saturday when they host Penn State Berks at the Capital Union Building for Senior Day, after which the top 4 United East teams will be confirmed for the playoffs, with the winner earning an automatic bid to the NCAA Division III tournament. Lancaster Bible and Penn State Abington have clinched a spot, along with Penn State Harrisburg, leaving 1 spot still to be claimed. Basketball games rarely go exactly as planned, and for the men's team this season had one particularly shocking mid-game event. Reporter Alexa Henry has the story.
There are times when sports become more than just a game. When a teammate goes down with an injury, oftentimes players are highlighted helping that teammate up or supporting them as medical staff looks them over. For Lance Douglas and the men's basketball team at Penn State Harrisburg, the power of unity and family was highlighted when the sophomore guard collapsed in the January 7th game against Penn State Abington.
In the game, I kind of shot a layup, and for like a couple of minutes there, like I went down and I would kind of be getting up slowly. I just felt off before it happened, and so I'm running up and down the court. I knew something wasn't right, but I wasn't exactly sure, and so timeout gets called. My coach subs me out, and so I get subbed out, and then I sit down. But as I sit down, I start feeling like very dizzy, like my body's like starting to feel faint, and so I start like going out of it, and so I'm helped up into another chair, and as soon as I sit down, that's kind of where everything went dark. And then next thing I know, I wake up and I just see a bunch of paramedics and people around me, parents, my teammates. So it was a very chaotic situation.
Towards the end of the game, Douglas found himself on the ground coming off an offensive transition. This came days after the world was shocked when Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin collapsed and had to be administered CPR on the field during a Monday Night Football game against the Cincinnati Bengals.
When I got out of the hospital, I was just having flashbacks of the event. I've had flashbacks every day, nightmares of the situation since it happened, especially with the athlete in the NFL, Damar Hamlin, and his cardiac situation. So that kind of is where the situation took me.
As the game winded down and the Abington players celebrated their win, his teammates rushed to his side as the buzzer went off. Spectators watched as the team surrounded the young player going in and out of consciousness. The trainer put an oxygen mask around his face as he was then lifted from the chair and then placed on the ground with his legs in the air. Hershey medical staff arrived on scene to help. Douglas was then placed in the hospital for 6 days.
I remember the doctor came in and he told me that when he told me my right ventricle was dilated, he also told me I had something called sinus pauses. And so basically what happens is my heart will be beating and then it will pause for a couple of seconds and then it'll stop back on. And when he told me that, I just started breaking down crying because I thought that was it for me with basketball.
Douglas made his return to play on January 28th against Lancaster Bible.
3 weeks ago, I was in a hospital bed, and so when I subbed in, I just wanted to be able to impact the game in any way I could. Obviously, I know it's going to take some time for me to get back to my full stride, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. But the thing I always tell myself is just try to keep the main thing the main thing.
Since then, the sophomore guard has only excelled, with notable performances against Wells, Gallaudet, and Penn College. Against Wells, Douglas had 11 points and 5 rebounds, then recorded another 10 points against Penn College. As he heads into the final stretch of the basketball season, he looks to win the United East Conference alongside his teammates.
I would like to three-peat with my team. I was blessed enough to be a part of our second conference championship in a row. And now that I have a bigger role this year, I just want to be able to play a part in helping us three-peat, get to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd straight year.
And this is Alexa Henry with Nittany Watch.
Thanks, Alexa. We're all thrilled to see Lance back on the court and making plays for Penn State Harrisburg once again. For more of Alexa's basketball coverage, visit pshblueandwhitejournal.com. The Penn State women's basketball team is coming off a United East playoff appearance of their own, but this year they're looking to make it to the championship. Last year, the Lady Lions earned the 3rd seed and a trip to the semifinals, and they're picking up right where they left off with a 15-9 record and a 12-3 in-conference record, just half a game behind first in the United East. Senior guard Jayla Galbraith and junior guard Siani Red Howard are leading the team in points, both averaging over 10 per game. Senior guard Candace Butler also has put together a particularly remarkable season, becoming the program's all-time leading scorer with 1,177 points after tallying 19 in a win over Penn State Abington on January 7th. Freshman guard Bailey Omig leads the team in rebounds, averaging 5.2 per game. The Penn State Harrisburg women's basketball team will look to finish strong in their final game at home against Penn State Berks on Senior Day this Saturday. Penn State Harrisburg, St. Mary's, and Morrisville have all clinched postseason berths, leaving one spot still open for the United East playoff tournament. We turn now to track and field, a sport that has been underway for both men and women since early December, when both teams began the indoor campaigns at the Fast Track Opener in Staten Island. Standout runner Tatiana Gibson, who won the New Jersey Athletic Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships last year, picked up right where she left off. Gibson broke the program record in the 400 meter by nearly a second and a half, thanks to her time of 101.77. The men's runners also broke the program record for the 4x800 meter relay, clocking in at just under 7:48. On February 3rd, Gibson also broke the program mile record at the New York University D3 Invitational, clocking in at 5:38.66. This year's track and field season has been full of new program records and new personal bests for both the men's and women's squads. They will now get set for the Indoor NJAC Championship on Monday, February 20th, before a month-long break. Besides intercollegiate sports, some intramural sports are also happening this season. Reporter Mitchell Carson is here to give us a badminton season recap.
Intramurals are back, with badminton being up first. The badminton season began with 20 teams, then came down to the final 6. The championship round was held on January 26th. After 4 teams were eliminated, all eyes were on the final 2 teams. The final 2 teams were the Colton Carriers versus the Badminburgs. After a hard-fought battle, Badminburgs took the win.
Okay, I'm pretty happy about that for the champion. And for motivations, I'm so passionate in badminton. I practice a lot, so badminton is part of my life. So I want to win every game for badminton. That's my motivation.
Mitchell Carson, Penn State Harrisburg, Student Media.
Mitch also has the latest on this year's table tennis season.
After badminton was finished, table tennis took their turn at the intramurals, with their championship round being held on February 2nd. Once the semifinals were complete, it was on the final 2 teams in the championship round, Adrian versus Suey. And after a hard-fought battle, Suey was crowned the winner.
Yeah, the season was pretty hard this year. All the opponents were really nice, and I have done some training at home because I have a table tennis board at home where I practice with my brother. So that has helped me a lot, and I've been taking table tennis serious for like last few years. So all those training has gotten me here, but I had won the final tournament.
Mitchell Carson, Penn State Harrisburg, Student Media.
As many of you know, last weekend was a monumental time for professional sports as well, with the Super Bowl 57 between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles taking place on Sunday. The Kansas City Chiefs were victorious after coming back from down 10 points at halftime to win 38-35. This was a truly historic game, as it was the first Super Bowl with 2 black quarterbacks and 2 brothers playing against each other. According to NFL.com, Patrick Mahomes became the first quarterback since 1999 to win the regular season MVP, the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl MVP in the same season. Mahomes went 13 of 14 in the second half and threw for 3 touchdowns in the game. The Chiefs' offensive line also held the vaunted Philly defense to 0 sacks. Despite the loss, Jalen Hurts turned into stellar performance, going 27 of 38 for 304 yards and a passing touchdown, along with 15 carries for 70 yards and 3 scores on the ground, breaking the record for most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in the Super Bowl. Receiver Devontae Smith led all receivers in the game, catching 7 balls for 100 yards. Before the Super Bowl, reporter Matthew Wincoop and I went out on campus to ask students, professors, and staff their thoughts on this year's Super Bowl. Let's see how their predictions turned out.
All right, man, thanks for talking to me today. Can you tell me your name and what your major is?
My name is Gonzalo Ingram and a political science major.
My name is Kuber and my major is mathematics and minor computer science.
Yeah, so my name is Moses and my major is computer science.
My name is Dylan Hassinger and my major is hospitality management.
My name is Dr. Nolf and I teach video, photography, anything with a lens.
My name is Jay Spiegel and I'm the finance officer of the campus.
All right, so tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like the NFL?
I'm a die-hard NFL fan. I give myself a solid 9.5 out of 10.
9.5, very specific.
You know, I'm more of a baseball guy, but for NFL, I like probably 1 to 10, like a 6 or 7.
I'd probably give it a solid 7.
I'll say probably 3.
9.
Okay, awesome. And we got the Super Bowl this year, Eagles and Chiefs. Who are you rooting for, and who do you think is going to win?
Well, I definitely want the Eagles to win. As far as who I think will win, I'd probably say the Eagles just because that's my team. Because at the same time, I mean, that defense is stacked.
See, that's really tough because I went to college and lived in D.C., so I'm a Commanders fan.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, I dislike the Eagles terribly, even though I'm from Pennsylvania. So I'm really torn with this one. I think I'm still pulling for the Eagles, and I do believe the Eagles will win.
Both the Chiefs and Eagles are 16-3, including the playoffs. I'm going to go with this, though. I'm going to have to say the Eagles. That's my pick, Eagles, to win it all and who I want to win for a few reasons, because it's the home state. A lot of Philly fans around, you know. We had the Phillies last year be in the World Series. Now we have the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Eagles, they're just dominating. They started the season off really great, going 8-1, falling to 14-3. But, you know, I just think they're going to do great. They're going to win it all.
This guy's a walking stat sheet. That was impressive.
The thing is, I was putting money on Packers, but they are not in the Super Bowl.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta, so the Packers are my fan, my home, so my baby, so yeah.
So are you rooting for the Eagles or the Chiefs this year, or you don't really care?
I would say Eagles.
This is going to upset a lot of people here, but I want the Chiefs to win. Love Patrick Mahomes. Love Andy Reid. I feel like Patty deserves a second ring.
Okay, you need to understand, I taught in St. Joseph, Missouri for 22 years. St. Joe is 50 miles from Chiefs land. And the Chiefs training camp is on Missouri Western's campus. And so I would go to the training camp every summer. So who do you think I'm going to go for?
What are you looking forward to the most about the Super Bowl?
I like watching the commercials. I like the halftimes. I'm excited to see halftime this year.
Well, definitely the game, food, commercials, and just having a good community overall.
My thing that I'm looking forward to most in the Super Bowl, fun fact, this is the first Super Bowl in NFL history where two brothers are playing against each other, Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce. I saw this thing, their mom had a two jersey thing on, and she said, next question. She didn't want to answer the question for which son she wanted, but I think that's the fun fact. We have two brothers playing. One is going to go out a two-time Super Bowl champion.
What I look most forward to is probably seeing Patrick Mahomes lift a second Lombardi trophy.
Do you have any bold predictions about anything crazy you think might happen?
I think it will be less scoring than people think.
This is going to be the year that Mahomes is going to get both MVPs. He's going to get MVP of the NFL, and he's going to get MVP of the Super Bowl. And it's going to be probably one of the best Super Bowls we've seen in our lifetime.
I think that the Chiefs defense is going to make Jalen Hurts look silly.
Probably Eagles by 3 with a field goal win.
Chiefs 28. We'll go Eagles 10.
I don't know. Really on the top of my head if something crazy will happen in the halftime show. You know, that definitely has happened in the past, so it may be a possibility.
I've heard a lot of things about when Philly Eagles play. They have to wipe out the wax on the pole so they don't climb. I would say take care, people there. Don't climb poles and buildings.
You heard it here first, Philadelphia. Hey, thanks for talking with me. Appreciate it.
The NFL now prepares for the offseason, which will last for the next 6 months and include the 2023 draft in April. The 2023 season begins in September. As we move into the spring sports season, baseball and softball will both kick off in the coming weeks. The Penn State Harrisburg baseball team opens its season on Saturday, February 25th against Ferrum College in Virginia, and the softball team begins its season on Sunday, March 5th against Wilkes in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. To keep up with Penn State Harrisburg sports all year round, visit the school athletic page at www.athletics.hbg.psu.edu and follow Penn State Harrisburg Athletics on social media. Keep up to date with sports on the Blue and White Journal website at phblueandwhitejournal.com and the Nittany Watch YouTube page. I'm Caleb Steindel, and this has been the Nittany Watch Sports Report.
Thanks, Caleb. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. You can watch our show on the Penn State Harrisburg Student Media YouTube channel.
Or check out our link on the PSH Student Media website, pshblueandwhitejournal.com. For all of us here at Nittany Watch and WPSH TV, thank you for watching.